morning, everyone. Hi, happy Sunday. I hope everybody is having a wonderful Sunday. I kind of wanted to jump on here real quick and do a video and do some old-fashioned tarot card readings like I used to. I'm going to do like 7 months all the way up until January of 2022. I have a few like Matt Gaetz, Texas, Washington, D.C., also have the Republicans and the Democrats, and of course we're going to do Trump and then Don Jr. as well. So hang in there. We're going to see if we can pinpoint the month that 45 is going to possibly be arrested or arraigned or whatever they're going to do to the boy. So I'm going to do one with one deck, 7, and then I'm going to do a clarifier on the bottom with a different deck. So hang in there and give me a minute and I'll have everything switched around so you can see the cards. Yeah, let's get to this. Thanks. All right, so here we go. We're going to do Matt Gaetz first. And I'm using my tarot cards with keywords. You can get them off of Etsy. Underneath this video, there's a link to that. You can also get these off of Etsy. These are the clarifiers that I'm going to be using. They are the Witchwood Oracle, Rhyme and Reason. So what I'm going to do, and this is kind of how I'm doing it, I'm going to use like Matt Gaetz. What is he thinking? What does he believe? And then these are going to come by and give me outside influences. So it's going to give me a little bit of a contrast what they believe in and what is actually going to happen to them, because they're liars. And they believe their own lies. So we're going to see in the energy of what he's thinking. So let's do Matt Gaetz. A little coffee. All right. For those who enjoy shuffling, enjoy. For those who do not enjoy shuffling, mute and or fast forward. Just please don't say anything on my comments. I get it. Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz. What are you thinking, Matt Gaetz? What's going through your mind? Matt Gaetz, tap into his energy. Matt Gaetz. What's going through your mind, Matt Gaetz? He's stressed. Matt Gaetz. What's going through your mind, Matt Gaetz? What is your energy? What do you think? All right, let's see what Matt Gaetz is thinking and believes. And then we're going to do outside influences. All right, here we go. So we have, this is July, August, September, October, November, and there's December. And then we have January. January is a little stressful for him. Pain and misfortune. It's very interesting. So he has the solitude. He has the reflection of his actions that he's thinking about. His reflection of his actions. Oh my gosh, what did I do? How did I get out of this? We also have the 6 of Pentacles where he's being paid his worth. That's probably the lawyer or whoever he's trying to employ to help him out in his situation. He has the quid pro quo. I give you this, you give me that. Even exchange, maybe money, or if you don't tell on me, I won't tell on you. Whatever this is like a game plan. Him, that reunion of exchanging something. We also have doing the groundwork. So here's doing the groundwork. He's trying to manipulate the situation as usual. And usually doing the groundwork in normal circumstances, when you have somebody that you're reading on, this is you're doing your work. You're doing what you're supposed to do, and then Spirit's going to follow up and do whatever they're needing to do. But with Matt Gaetz, it's like doing the groundwork is more like paying this off, trying to bribe this, it's always that manipulation card for these guys. The Ace of Pentacles, opportunity and prospects. So he really thinks that he has a way out. He really, really, really does. We also have the Four of Pentacles, which is holding on to hope, maybe holding on to the belief that he's going to be okay. However, he has the Ten of Swords coming his way. Now, this is kind of like how he's believing. So he's probably thinking that he's screwed. He probably knows that he can't get out of this. And so he has this card, in 6 months, when everything starts to fall down, he really is pretty dang worried about the situation long term. So, or the elections, or whatever it is in January, he is really, really worried about. So let's see what the outside influences are going to be. Let's see what these guys, the clarifiers, the outside influences on his months coming up. These cards are a lot like the Lenormand, but they give me wiggle worm. I cracked myself up. Wiggle room to invoke my intuitive side. So that's why I like to go with these. What does the outside influences for Matt Gaetz? What are the outside influences for Matt Gaetz? What are the outside influences for Matt Gaetz? All right, here we go. July. August. Ooh, a card of caution. The card of command. This is where I was talking about the Two of Cups, where he commands. He's trying to exchange something for his problems, his attractions, his engagements, his affairs. Card of command. So he's commanding somebody to bargain with him. A card of risk. Remember I was telling you he was doing his... doing the groundwork. So the card of risk, that manipulation, that risking, that manipulation, that hardcore, please get me out of this. Card of communication, which is the Ace of Pentacles, that prosperity, that legacy, card of communication. We also have a card of industry. Industry. That's different. Good luck may flow with you. Hard work. And then we have the card of responsibility. So he really is worried about being held responsible for his actions. Well, this is really nice because the outside influences is the card of responsibility. So he's worried. He knows something about maybe 6 months from now, and the outside influences, they hold him responsible for what he did, and he's worried about that. He's worried about that information. We also have the Four of Pentacles, the card of industry. So he's really like that. That's the industry, like the lawyer, the working, he wants something else to work for him, but the industry is probably more talking to the FBI or whoever is holding him accountable. The lawyers, the court systems is the card of industry. So this is a good sign for that one. Good. The what's right here, the Hermit, the card of contentment. He thinks the reflection of his think, and they give him false hope. Like January, something happens that he has false hope in whatever it is, that his reflection of his actions. But the card of caution comes in, say, August. So in August, we're probably going to hear a little bit more about Matt Gaetz because they're giving him a warning. Card of command. command you to do what you need to do. A card of risk. He gets caught. Yeah. I think this is the best telling for down the road of his worried and then being held accountable. So there you have it for Matt Gaetz. I want that man to be held accountable so badly that I just envision it. All right, so next up is Texas. Texas is kind of worrisome for me. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in Texas, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of stuff going on in Texas they're not even being told to us. I mean, what about that lifting the ban that you can wear a gun without a permit or go buy a gun without a permit, this, that, and the other? Why are they so concerned on arming their citizens in Texas so easily? So easily. And you know, we don't care if you're a criminal. In fact, if you're a criminal, go buy you a gun, you know, type of thing. It's really weird. But that only gives you leeway to making sure that all of their citizens are armed for whatever they're going to do. So let's see what's going on. Let's get into the energy of, let's see, the lawmakers in Texas. So let's see, get into the lawmakers. What are they thinking? The lawmakers of Texas. Let's get into the energy of the lawmakers of Texas. They have big ideas. They have really big ideas. They have a game plan. They have a game plan. So let's see what it is. So we have July, August, September, October, November, December, and January. They really are trying to create, they have a message about business, a message about leadership in Texas. They're trying to push an agenda, push the Republican idea onto the people of they have a burden of a responsibility of trying to get this done. However, something happens in Texas, as you say, July, August, September, October. Something happens in October because they have to lay low and stop with the message and something like that. So something really bad, well, not really bad, but something of significance happens in September to them. So I'm getting into the ideas of what they're thinking, but this is also, you know, what they're going to be thinking each month. Now, right here they have, so something happens here, and then they think that they have tons of strength and the money to deal with it. So they gain power. So July, August, September, October, November, December. So they think that they gain power. They really have a plan right here. Right here, here's the plan. Something gets laid down, something gets put to rest, something happens. And they know that they're going to gain the power. That's where they gain the power. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, which is being paid your worth. And then renewal and liberation. January, I think they are planning on trying to liberate Texas, like be their own state like they've always wanted to do. I think this is their plan. But something happens here. They're going to deal with it tomorrow. Something, I don't know. Let's see what the other cards say. Let's see what the clarifiers, the outside influences say. The thing is intuitively it says deal with it tomorrow. That's what my intuitive hit keeps on, deal with it tomorrow. Something happens when they say deal with it tomorrow. Which is weird. All right, outside influences. Let's see what we get. We have July. Card of being. Card of responsibility. Their king, the responsibility of Texas. The card of commitment, the burden of commitment. Card of reward. See, there's a reward. There's something happens July, August, September, October that gives them a reward that they think that they're going to gain all the strength. What the heck is going on? It says, give it with your left hand to take it with the right, but always try to put some by for when the time is right. Card of reward. Deal with it tomorrow. Something gives them a reward. Card of travel, the fate of fortune. Foe or friend awaits you. Foe or friend. Strength. Maybe a fight. Maybe something, an uprising in Texas. It says, wait for the fate of fortune or foe or friend. Like, make up your mind. The strength. Maybe that's the strength of fight. The card of pride. Payoff. Money. What is this one? Card of endings. So whatever it is, outside influences shuts it down. Card of endings. And this could be the card of endings of them being a part of the United States. It could be the ending, the liberation or birth. So outside influences shut that down. Card of ending. Their idea is to be liberated. So outside influences is contradicting what they want. So whatever happens ends what they're doing. These are very interesting for Texas. I'm going to keep a good, nice tab on these for Texas. This is very interesting. And I have been energetically dipping into Texas for a little while. But it does look like they're going to try to liberate themselves. Yeah. Keep an eye out. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to Washington, D.C. Let's see what's going on in Washington, D.C. What the plans are. The reason why I picked Washington, D.C. is because if 45 and his demon spawn and his crazy followers are going to try to do something, that's where they would do it, right? So I'm going to see what see what they're doing, see how Washington, D.C. is protecting themselves. What is their idea? What's going on? So let's do that. Again, all of my cards always are set upright. Somehow, some of them get inverted. Whatever happens. However happens. Here we go. Washington, D.C. We have July, August, September, October, November, and December. And January. They also get justice, truth, balance, accountability, honor, equality, justice served. So the Washington, D.C. so July is heartbreaking. Something happens to Washington, D.C. Maybe it is, what is it? What is this that's heartbreaking to them? It has a lot to, it has something to do with voting in the Senate. It's heartbreaking. But we also have authority, structure. So whatever happens with the bill or something that doesn't pass, it gives them heartbreaking. Or maybe it's the investigation that... Maybe it's the investigation. I think this is the investigation that they're planning on doing with the January 6th, which is heartbreaking to them. So then we have the Emperor, which is stable leader and self-control. That's the protection they're providing for Washington, D.C. We also have that steady progress, steady progress and making sure everything is going well. They have the burden, of course. The burden always shows up when you're talking about government in Washington, the burden. But we also have the Queen of Pentacles, down to earth and motherly, meaning that they're going to take care of the people. They're going to take care of the people. So whatever happens about this, about the investigation, they restructure things. They restructure things and they get down to business, the burden of protection. And then we also have attraction and connection. They're going to connect back with the people. They're going to connect back with the America, which is good. So we're talking Democrat influence completely in Washington, D.C. right now. Because we also have truth, justice, and cause. So by January, we're going to know the full scope and the reality of what happened on January 6th. Sorry. So let's do a clarifiers and see what the outside influence is going to be. Now this is going to be a little opposite. So we have the Democrats in charge. This is how they're working it in the Senate and in the government, which is very, very, very good news in January. But let's see what the outside influence is. See what they're going to have to deal with. These you'll probably come across if there's anybody that's trying to come and fight, Congress or whatever. We'll see. Oop. All right, one more time. A card of contradiction, which makes a lot of sense, is the reason why the contradiction, right? The investigation into January 6th, the card of contradiction. And this is where the Republicans are going to contradict everything that they say. That's not how it did. They're lying. They did it. They're lying. They're lying. You can't trust a Democrat to do an investigation. They're lying. That's what they're going to do. That's what they're already doing. That's what their plan is. The other way, they would have to have believed, because they had 6 Republicans on the investigation, they would have had to have had a hard time explaining that away. But when it's full-on Democrats, man, they got it made with their base. They got it made. They're lying. They're lying. That's the card of contradiction. Card of influence. So the Emperor, so this is the interesting, remember I said the authority, the structure, they're going to restructure the card of influence. So it's the Democrats who have the card of influence. This is going to be, yet order of time and tide. So this is the card of influence. So this is going to be very powerful. July, August, card of influence. The moon. August, card of influence. So if they are here, card of contradiction, card of influence. Let's move on. So here's the basket, which is the card of substance, which is this state reversed means something worse. So there's steady progress and protection and stuff like that. This is something here. Means something worse. Something here. So the card of contradiction, the card of influence on the Trump's base, and this is the state the state reversed means something worse. Okay, let's keep on going. Card of security, the burden of security. Well, this is a... Okay, so whatever happens in the next, like, to August. So it's July, August, September. And this is October. This is the penitentiary. They go to jail. Somebody goes to jail. Somebody in Congress, somebody, the outside influences, the penitentiary. This is a nice card. The burden and the responsibility of it all, they go to jail. Maybe this has a lot to do with whatever they're planning, but somebody is a home. Who will be in home in the penitentiary. This is a card of caution. The card of caution, which is trust the hand that flows the bud, hidden barbs will claim its blood. So this is where it says get down to earth and get back to helping the American people, but a card of caution, and I'm pretty sure that's probably 45 or the Republicans. Now here is the card of command. So the love relationship, like I said, the Democrats are in there and they're trying to, you know, give the American people love that relationship back with them. But we have the card of command. They really get upset. So July, August, September, October, November, December. So in December, they start commanding things. Let's see the card of justice. The weary of their fickle face. The weary of their fickle face, the game. So justice is being handed out for their game that they've been playing. So this is DC, and this is the outside influences, and they get handed justice for the game that they're playing. Well, this is going to be very interesting, people. But there is something in Trump's base right here that they do something enough to award them some penitentiary time again. So I really hope that the steady progress squelches it. But as of right now, the energy is saying that they are going to do something stupid. I think these are people, the Republicans in Congress, not necessarily, you know, this is the outside influence against the Democrats. Oh, these people are so awful. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on to, I think that was a pretty good Republican and Democratic reading. So let's do the Republican and then Democrats in the next few months. That was Washington, D.C., which had both elements, but I want to go directly into what the Republicans are thinking, and then the Democrats as a whole, you know, all the lawmakers. Okay. Oops. So let's do the Republicans first, and then the Democrats. Get that contrast. I know this video is going to be a little long. Oh, well. All right, Republicans and the Democrats. So Republicans first. What's your game plan? What's your game plan, Republicans? All right, here we go. This is July, which actually Temperance came in inverted, which is lack of long-term vision, volatile, haste, and frustration. This is July for the Republicans. Four of Wands, collaboration. Eight of Pentacles, doing the groundwork. The Fool, new beginnings. King of Cups, balance and diplomacy. The Eight of Cups. So July, August, September, October, November, December. July, August, September, October, November, December. Beware of deceit. And they're going to do everything they can to cheat at the elections again. That's what they're doing. Right now, the Republicans are doing everything they can. Discord, cause a lot of problems. The Four of Wands, collaboration with, with whoever it is that they're trying to do. Trying to get all the laws done. Doing the groundwork, which is working on the cheating, the new beginnings, right? The fooling the people, lying, doing what they need to do. The King of Cups, they want the strength and the balance and the diplomacy back into what they do. And we have the Eight of Cups, which is that childhood memory, the innocence, like happy harmony, goodwill. They're really trying to. But you see, in December and January, when we start to go into the elections, the deceit, the betrayal, the deceit and the betrayal, and their wishes fulfilled. This is what they're hoping for, is to cheat and to get what they want. But let's see what the outside influences do for these disgusting Republicans, lawmakers. Let's see what happens. They really do believe that they can do this. They really do. They believe they have all the strength in the world to take over and be in charge again. But let's see what the outside influences say. Card of the Trance. Card of Pride. This one here is card of captivity. The Labyrinth is close with existence and seldomly found. The Labyrinth. This is the maze. So this right here talks about where the maze is, the influences on watching what they're doing the groundwork. So this is the maze. They're getting into all of their intricate work. They're getting into what they're doing. It's not a ghost. It's incense that I'm burning. Roses. So the Pride. What you value first and last should not be in your looking glass. So, what you value first and last should not be in your looking glass is the reason why they're looking. So, this is the investigation on what they're on them. The FBI, whoever it is, whatever it is, they are on their game plan. They are right behind them on their trail, on what they're doing. Card of Travel, their fate and fortune, foe or friend. See, this is the Fool. They're trying to do that, and they're watching how they're stupid they are. This is the card of Control, outside influences, card of Control, which they want control, card of Control, managing the front. This is the Web, the card of Passage. What a tangle web we weave. When we practice to deceive. The Basket, card of Substance. They're trying to really gain. Let's see what this is. Woohoo! Card of Responsibility. They're going to be held responsible for all their antics again. The card of Responsibility. Old times. The man who dares to claim and mastery, the card of responsibility of their actions. So, which is weird. It's a cat and mouse. All right, let's do the Democrat. The Democrats. See what's going on there. It's a cat and mouse. Their plans are really not solid. So their energy is still scattered on what they're going to do. All right, let's do the Democrats real quick. Let's do the Democrats, see what's going on with there. The Empress, the Authority, they're worried. So July, August, they're worried. The Queen of Cups, creative and visionary. Crisis. Hermit. So July, August, September, October, November, December, upheaval, achieving first stage. They're worried about a crisis. They know something. They're worried about a crisis. Queen of Cups, that new romance, the new horizon. So July, they're worried and stressed out about August, which makes a lot of sense. They're worried and they're stressed out. The Democrats, the Emperor, the Queen of Cups. So this is, Biden and Kamala Harris right here. They're worried about this. She's worried about some sort of chaos happening. But the sun shines up, success and happiness. So whatever this crisis is, they know that they can get through it, but they're just worried about the crisis. And then we have the solitude, the introspection, and then we have the achieving first stage, the wands, and we also have doing the results and their efforts are good. The sudden gain, which is really good because they're working on gaining more power in the Senate in that. So the sudden gain. Interesting. All right, outside influences. Maybe this is Texas. They know what's going on in Texas because this is the same thing that happened in the same spot as Texas. They know what's going on, but happy and successful. They go to reflection. They know how to handle it. Something that they know how to handle. Constant effort, sudden gain. Okay. Card of beginnings. This is outside. Card of captivity. The labyrinth. Card of captivity. Card of responsibility. Card of reflection, what just happened, what's going on. Card of influence is the sun, the success. Card of conflict. Card of endings. Card of diplomacy. You never know quite when to stop. Some truths are told and some are best not. Outside influences. These are very confusing yet very telling. So what they're having to deal with is the captivity, the getting in and out of the works of that. This is also showed up with Washington D.C. The card of responsibility, old time. And then the card of reflection. They're going to be held responsible for whatever this chaos is. A card of reflection. What is going to happen? I just have this feeling it's in Texas. Something's going to happen. But they come out successful. Card of influence. They come out, and then come out in successful. The card outside influences is they're influential and they come out doing well. And this is the card of conflict, where solitude and reflection about what happened, but of course the Republicans have to go in and fight again. The card of ending, achieving first stage, passage, future planning. And the outside influence is really trying. Then the card of diplomacy. Wow, these are fascinating cards. However, if you guys have other intuitive hits, please let me know, because this is something to keep track of for sure. There's going to be a lot going on. Okay, let's do 45. Let's do 45. Minus 45. Minus 45. See what his days are coming. If they line up with the chaos of the Democrats, then we'll know. But we'll see. Let's see. 45s. What he's thinking. What's going to happen in his life. And then the outside influences. All right, you're up first then. Chariot. Chariot, conflict. This is July, conflict. Uh-oh. Self-imposed. Whatever he does it to himself. I always think of this one right here is that self-sabotage, isolated. You did this to yourself. No, quickly, you did this to yourself. We also have temperance, which is lack of long-term vision. He really doesn't have a plan. Ooh, the Four of Swords. Time out. Recovery from conflict or illness. That's the Tower. That's interesting. Okay. We also have the Queen of Pentacles, down to earth and motherly. And we also have the Moon. So July, August, September, October, November, December. Fear and anxiety, betrayal, deception, hidden motives. And then we have the King of Swords. Critical, opinionated, dominant, tyrant, violent, selfish, vengeful, biased, manipulative, and abusive. So this is how he's going to behave in the next couple of months. Let's see what the outside influence is. But this Four of Swords. Rest, meditation, recovery, down to earth and motherly, business-like, financial responsibility, secure woman. That woman who's going to take him down. The depression, the hidden. He gets really bad. All right, outside influences. 45's cards are never really ever good. Ever. Really ever. Pretty much never. Ever. All right, outside influences. Let's see what's going to happen. July. July. Whew. Card of prejudice, a sign of a sting behind the claw before the world will look and see no more. So something happens. So July is a sting of a scorpion. The passage. Oh wait, this is outside influences. They sting him quickly. July. Self-imposed. Card of passage, across the void. Endless net. Span of the past. Oh. Are we seeing indictment? Are we seeing something? Card of substance. The basket is full. The evidence against him is full. Lack of long-term version, that he doesn't have a plan to get out of it. Oh. What is this? This one right here is concealment. Card of concealment. Pandora's box. This is really interesting because right here, so September, so July, August, September, October. October is going to be something. Because right here, a Pandora's box. Lots of stuff, lots of information. Pandora's box is going to be opened. Pandora's box. Huh. The labyrinth. Onto his it's a glimpse into what was seldom found. This has to be the courts. And this is the card of control. This may be where he gets arrested, the card of control. And this is where he misbehaves in card of endings. Card of endings. I have a feeling that this is where he gets, right here is maybe when he gets arrested. Maybe that's when Texas loses their patience. Maybe this is where, you know, I did the Washington, D.C., and also in all of that, this is where all the chaos is going to happen. So I'm thinking maybe by October, we get some substantial information about what's going on, how it's going to happen. But October seems very significant in all of these cards. Very. An ending. An ending to the 245. An ending. An ending to him. All right. Let's do Don Jr. real quick. I know this is pretty long. But let's get to the Don Jr. and see. I did have a vision of both of them getting arrested, so I wanted to see how that happens. October seems very significant. So, Don Jr., what's going to happen with you? Don Jr., delusional. Yeah, shocker. Balance of the forces, truth, stalemate. King of Pentacles, control, power, discipline. July, August, September, October. Here's October. Emotional choices to be made for him. July, August, September, October, November, and December. Betrayal, tension. And what's going on in January? Wealth, happiness, and achievement. Family ties. That's interesting. Inheritance. Establishment. Maybe he doesn't get as in much trouble as his father does. No-win situation. But something happens to where family ties and influences and money settled, property bought, sold, investments, traditions in January. Maybe he has to sell all the property of the company. Maybe that's where they have to sell it all. But let's see what the outside influence is for Mr. Don Jr. What do we got? Card. Here's another Scorpion. Each one, both of them got the Scorpion. Both of them got the Sting. And also Rite of Passage. Both of them. They're on the same path here. We also have card of command, which is the King of Pentacles, control, power, and discipline. The discipline card comes up again. We also have, so the white lily, your flower is bright. Enjoy it while you may. Lily pale, your bloom will fail, for all must fade away. So this is the lily for the lovers, the lover of the doubt, diplomacy, the attraction, the connection. It's all fading away, the connection, which is weird. Card of industry, looking into the business. This is the card of loyalty, betrayal. So he's going to betray. Whatever he does, I think Don Jr. Throws his father under the bus, because then he gets the happiness and gets to stay out. But this is the loyalty card, and he's going to betray the loyalty of his father. Ooh. And what is this one? Card of communication. That's it right here. So he's in the same boat as his father right here, where the sting of justice happens, the tangle web we weave, but the truths come out. And then we have the lawyers and stuff like that. Card to command you, the lovers here. Then we have the transition that falls away, the love for his father. The child betrays his father, and he gets out of trouble, and his father stays in. The card of communication. Bam! There it is. There it is. Don Jr., he betrays his father. And he actually gets out. He actually gains the money of selling everything or whatever, but he gains the money of however he does it. The card of communication. He sings like a bird. All right, everyone. Thanks. Bye.